Hey, 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 happy Tuesday. I hope you are doing well. My name is Kristen Nicole, and I hope your evening is going well so far. So, I wanted to jump on here because I know that right now is a very challenging time for so many people. And I wanted to share with you a little bit of a different perspective. So, if you are in a situation where you are struggling, you are going through hard times financially or mentally, emotionally, whatever the case may be, it's extremely important to lean in to that experience. And what do I mean by lean in? So instead of resisting what is going on, leaning in is essentially letting it happen and making the most of it. So instead of resisting it, instead of fighting it, and instead of kind of, for lack of a better term, rejecting it, if you lean into it, you can actually come out better on the other side. Let me give you an example of what I mean. So now, I want to be very clear. This does not mean that going through a hard time is not challenging, is not difficult. It doesn't mean that it doesn't suck. It means that you try to make the most of it. And you may be hearing this sort of thing, and maybe you're also sick of hearing that. But here's my challenge for you, because if you know kind of my story, I was laid off for the first time in 2009 after working my butt off for a company. I had just bought a condo, and several months prior to that, I actually went in. This was, so it was the kind of the housing market crash of 2008. And we laid off a bunch of people. And I was like 27-ish, I think. And I went into my senior VP of my entire department, and I said, I'm in the process of buying a condo. Considering what just happened, should I not do that? And she said, no, you're here because we want you here, and you're not going to go anywhere unless you leave on your own. And then 1 week after my birthday, I lost my job. So that was completely devastating. So I get it. It was very taxing mentally. It was very taxing financially. And I am sure that she fully believed that I would be there. But you can't predict that sort of thing. And I didn't know any better. And I took it for what it was. I didn't really scrutinize it. So that was the first time. And the reason I lost my job was purely where I sat in the company. It had nothing to do with performance. It had nothing to do with anything other than, where the position that I held. So I even remember at that time thinking, if this is happening for a reason, I just want to be through it. I want to know what that reason is. Even if it's 10 years from now, I just wish that I knew what it was. So I was kind of very resistant to it in a way. And it was during that first time that I tried starting my own business. And I wasn't really in it mentally at that time. So I got out of it. I ended up going back to work. I found another job. I waitressed for a little bit, which, by the way, was the worst position in the world for me. So anybody who's a waiter or waitress, you have the hardest job, I think, in many ways, dealing with cranky customers. And, if the kitchen messes up and gets the food wrong, then you get blamed for it. And anyway, so I have much respect for waiters and waitresses, but I ended up doing that. And then I ended up finding another corporate position. And then I finally bounced back on my feet. Many things happened. And then when I was 5 weeks to the day of postpartum, I lost my job again during a mass layoff. So yes, that is completely legal. If you're wondering, it is completely legal if it's a mass layoff. And so, of course, I was the main financial support. I was devastated again. I went through a very, very bad time with depression and maybe part of it was postpartum. I don't know. But again, I thought, I just want to know why this is happening. I just want to know. So I was very resistant to that. And we ended up moving back we had moved states. So we ended up moving back to our home state. And then I got another job, which I really, really enjoyed for the first year and a half. And then about the last 6 months, it turned very horrible. I was working 60, 70 hours a week. I was giving it everything that I could. And as soon as I delivered this project, basically once they were done with me, they laid me off. So that I actually could see coming. And it was before that I decided, it was about a month before, and I had been around enough. I knew, I could tell what the signs were. So I decided to start my own business. And even then, and that was about 2017, even then I had not realized that everything was kind of pushing me to where I am now. So I just want to say, I mean, I am in the best time of my life. I'm in the best mental state that I've ever been in. I am in the best emotional state. I have an awesome opportunity. I have an amazing full-time job. I have an amazing business that I'm building. And it was all of those steps that happened that pushed me to where I needed to be. So that's kind of what I mean by leaning into it. So number one is take the time to re-examine what it is you really want. If you have lost your job, is that even the industry that you want to be in? Is that the line of work that you want to be in? Do you want to be your own boss? That's not for everybody, but certainly if it is, I'm happy to talk to you about what I do. But again, if it's, shoot me a private message if that's something you would like to do, but take the time to really re-examine what it is that you want to do. If you want to go down a different route. Yes, it is still scary. You will still go through the grieving process. You will still go through all of those steps. But once you get through that, really start to re-examine and see what you want out of life. The second thing is know that whatever is happening to you right now, it may take you a while to figure out what the meaning is, if you believe in destiny or fate or anything like that, or if, everything happens for a reason, that sort of thing. It may take you a while. In 2009, I was saying, I just want to know why. I want to know what this is pushing me towards. And I even said at the time, I don't care, even if it takes 10 years, I just want to know what the reason is. And I'll tell you what, it was about 10 years. It wasn't until 2019, I would say midway last year, that I finally was like, this is what everything has been pushing me towards, and was able to recognize that. So that's the second thing, just know that it may take you a little bit of time to figure out what the meaning of it was, but just have patience. And then the third thing I want you to keep in mind, and this is a quote that I've seen from many of my mentors, and it is that comfort zones are great, but nothing ever grows there. So maybe you were in a point where you were kind of stuck and you weren't happy with what you were doing, or you weren't happy with your situation, whether that is a relationship, whether that is a job, whatever, whether that is where you live, but you were comfortable there and you had no reason to kind of leave it, even though you weren't happy. Use this as a jumping off point to figure out and change what that is that you are not happy with. So, if it's financial related, if it's mental health related, if it's family related, whatever it is, use this as that jumping off point. Let this be the thing that pushes you towards what you've been wanting for your whole life, whatever that is. It's not easy. It's okay to be scared. But like I said, use it to your advantage. Don't resist it. So I've posted on here many times, but it is through adversity where you see the most growth, where strength is really born. So it's through the tough times that make you who you are. And I completely believe in you. I know that you will come out of this better for it. You've just got to hang in there. So I encourage you, please hang in there. If you would like to talk more about kind of how I've taken some lemons and made some lemonade, I'm happy to do that. If you would like 3 tips on how to maintain your sanity during these challenging times and scary times, reach out to me and I'd be happy to send that information over to you. Just shoot me a private message. If you are looking at this on Facebook, then do that just at the top of the page, hit that message button. If you are on YouTube, there should be a contact me button where you're viewing this, so you can reach out to me that way. So that's it for tonight. I hope that this was valuable to you. If it was, please smash the share button or drop a comment below or give me a like and let me know that it was helpful for you. Feel free to tag a friend, family member if you would like. But I just think it's really important to try and have a new perspective on those tough times. And I know it's hard. It's extremely hard. I mean, it wasn't until the 3rd time into it that I actually started to take a different viewpoint on it. I wish that I would have 10 years ago or 11 years ago now. I wish that I would have. I didn't do it then. But learn from my experience. Don't go 10 years with trying to figure out what the meaning is. Just lean into it. Figure out how you can change your situation, whatever that might be, if it's financial, mental, whatever it is, and go from there and use it as a jumping off point. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. Have a great night. I've got to get some kiddos into bed. I appreciate you checking this out. I hope it was helpful for you. And again, if you would like those 3 tips on maintaining your sanity during challenging times, and if you would also, or if you would also like some information about what I'm doing to make extra money from home, please shoot me a private message and I'd be happy to have that discussion with you. Okay, that's it. Have a great night. I will see you tomorrow for Wellness Wednesday and get some good sleep.